What up? This is Robert Ory.
Or three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right, let's do it. Show number 2. It is the shoot around. If you missed the show that dropped on Wednesday, go grab that joker. Listen to that show. But this is our bonus show. Throw you a little bit extra every week with leftover topics, the stuff we didn't get to on the big show earlier in the week. I'm going to start, Rob, with a piece of audio we didn't get to on the other show. Kevin Garnett. And I know we've mentioned Kevin Garnett's name probably more than a few times the last few weeks. He's come up a couple times. We do have this piece of audio, though, and I did want to get your take on it. So this was from the podcast that he does with Paul Pierce. They were talking about the Suns. Listen to Kevin Garnett talk about the Phoenix Suns.
Guess what? They played. You saw 2 superstars.
They don't got no depth.
They got 2 superstars that played this summer. That means something. That means they're in rhythm. I'm telling you, bro, Phoenix going to be better than what most.
So they're going to win more than 47 games?
I think so. They're going to be plus 47 to me. And then, you got health with everybody.
It's going to be so hard in the West.
Man. So guess what? You still got to have these young teams develop and be together.
What seed was they this year? 6?
No, they was, they were. Yeah, because they got beat by Minnesota.
6 seed?
Yeah. And that was a so-called terrible year for them. You hear me? I'm telling you, man, Devin Booker can be an MVP. You know what I'm saying? Beal, he can be an MVP. These guys, they got it, bro. And you got KD.
I just think they older.
Yeah, they are older. Everybody's older.
And I think these young teams
Everybody's older.
is a problem.
So he thinks Book and Beal could be MVPs.
I don't know about Beal, but
I don't know about Beal. Booker?
With.
All right. I'll give you Booker.
I'll give you Booker too, but I just don't. I don't think, one of the things is this: when you're a starter for so long, you forget the most important thing is your bench. Your starters can carry you so long, but his bench is going to get you across the finish line. And their bench is whack.
Isn't that what did them in the year that they were in the finals?
Yeah.
You got to
have some reserves, man. You got to have some reserves. Because you think about throughout the year, if you want to get those 45 wins or whatever he said, you're going to have some times where you got to not play your guys 35 minutes a game. So you need some depth, and I don't think they have it.
Nah, man. The Phoenix, the thing about outside of even their depth, which is going to obviously kill them, their stars can't even stay healthy. Like, Bill, he's going to be out for maybe a little bit. Devin Booker may be the healthiest out of the 3, and then KD obviously getting older and older than both of them. You just never know what he may tweak. So just even with their stars alone, you can't even have them play enough games together to even build any camaraderie. So they can't even get rolling. And then we need, like you said, the depth in itself is a whole nother issue. But you can't create depth if you got Bradley Beal, who has a no-trade clause and is making $50+ million a year.
Sitting on the bench.
But you knew that. But they knew that already when they went to go get him. So, I don't feel sorry for Phoenix.
Not at all.
We know why you don't feel sorry for Phoenix.
Phoenix can win 50 games this year?
No. I don't.
They won 47 in a down year.
Yeah, they can win 50. Now, that just speaks about what the rest of the West looks like. I think when you start looking at, okay, where do they finish? Where do they finish and win 50 games?
Did you just say they're going to win 50 games?
You said they won 47? What's 3? You don't think they can get 3 more wins?
I don't think 50 games is some dumb number.
No, I'm just saying it out loud so you can make sure you hit 50 wins by the Phoenix Suns.
Hold on, let me make sure my my headphones are plugged in. Make sure this mic is working.
Yeah, no, internet issues are fixed.
Rob, you got me over there, right?
Yeah,
I got you.
It is not out of it's not out of the realm that Phoenix wins 50 games.
You're so right. It's not out of the realm that every NBA team can win 50 games.
No, yes it is too. Jeez. Stop it. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, technically Rob could start 50 games in the NBA.
Yeah, we're not doing that. What we're not going to do is act like Phoenix are some scrubs. We're not going to do that.
No, I'm not saying Phoenix is a scrub. I'm just saying everybody else is good.
No, right.
I'm just thinking about, if you think about this, the Rockets are going to be good. The Grizzlies are going to be good. The Pelicans are going to be good. San Antonio's going to be good. The Kings are going to be good again.
Hold on. You just rattled off like 4 teams that didn't even make the play-in last year.
But I'm just saying, Houston Rockets are going to be good.
They're going to be better.
They're going to be a little bit better. And I'm telling you, you forget. Oh, I forgot. The Clippers are going to be worse. So everybody, I think, except for the Portland Trailblazers and Utah Jazz, and Clippers are going to be better. So it's going to be hard for the Suns to get 50 wins.
So out of those teams that you just named, the ones who you just with the Rockets and Grizzlies and all that, how many of those teams win 50 games?
None of them.
Okay.
But my point is that it's going to be hard for teams to get. I think it's only going to be 3 teams in the West that get 50 wins. That's the Nuggets, the Timberwolves,
Dallas.
and the Thunder. I don't even
Mavericks?
think Dallas will get 50 wins.
Do you remember? Do you remember early on when Katie and Russ and James were in OKC, and it was earlier days, and the West was such a gauntlet that the Thunder got the 8th spot with 50 wins. They were in the 8th spot with 50, but that just let you know how crazy the West is for you to be an 8 seed and be 50 wins. 50 wins in the East would have got them like in the 3 seed. I think with the Western Conference, we could get to a point where with the reemergence of some of these teams like the Thunder, you have Minnesota, you have obviously Denver still there. I think we can start trekking back to that point where, hey, 50 wins in the West might get at some point in time. 50 wins in the West might get you in the play-in.
Yeah, but you got to understand also back then when you went to the West, there was teams that were just god awful too. So that you're gonna get 3-4 wins out of them. You know, it's gonna be hard for these teams in the West to sweep teams. You know, back in the day, there was going to be an automatic sweep when you roll in with the Suns before they got them. Then if you roll in the Clippers, that's an automatic sweep. Dallas was they're like right now, the only team you could see getting swept by a team in the West is the Portland Trailblazers. That's probably going to be the worst team in the West. But there's nobody else you can tell me, maybe the Jazz, you can tell me, oh, the Denver Nuggets are going to sweep them. Oh, the Clippers are going to sweep them. Or the Lakers are going to sweep them. There's no team outside of it. Name one team that you say right now is going to get swept by a team when it comes to a 4-game series throughout the season.
I mean, I can't really.
So let me ask you a question, though. You said the Spurs are going to be better. Why?
Yeah, because they gotten older. Women's getting better. You know, Chris Paul,
talking about one season. All right.
Old as he is, he's gonna bring that team. Think about it. The Spurs point guard, that guy, he was awful for them. He took bad shots when he wasn't supposed to, and he forgot who was the lead dog, and that's Wemby. So you got to utilize that. So I think, CP3 is going to get those guys to play more as a team and not so much as, oh, my turn, your turn.
All right, boys, warm up your apps. Check your DraftKings. Make sure you can log in. I haven't logged into mine, I haven't played DraftKings since last football season. So I logged into mine today just to make sure it's still working. How much balance do I have? A nickel. I still have a nickel in that joker. A nickel. I'm gonna make it count. Damn it. But no, we're gonna fire up DraftKings this weekend. I'm gonna send all of you. And by the way, anybody that wants to get in on this, just reach out to the show at Big Shot Bob Pod. Big Shot Bob Pod at Gmail. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called. And let us know if you want in on the game. I'm going to send both of you an invite. And we're going to have a three-way. We're going to have a 3-way. We're going to have a little NFL competition this weekend on DraftKings.
I would have just rather dealt with the NFL competition.
All right, fine. Then we'll just call it NFL competition. Cool. We'll keep it boring. That's fine.
So it's when you play golf, they say a threesome, or foursome. So
yeah, but that works in golf. That don't work here.
All right, fine. Good Lord. All right, so we're gonna have we'll have a little competition between the three of us for bragging rights here. But thank you to our friends at DraftKings. Very happy to have them as a part of the show. Been working for DraftKings for years. Been playing that every year. Me and my wife have a little NFL competition, and she whoops my ass every year. So I'm anxious to see how you guys do here. But you got to check out the DraftKings. There's a new thing going on with DraftKings called Pick 6. It's the newest way to compete against others and play fantasy football to win cash. With our friends at DraftKings, you just pick a player, and you choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. So like yards, touchdowns, catches, whatever it is. All you have to do is either bet the over or bet the under, and if you get your picks right, you win cash.
Yeah, season 1 is always fun when you play fantasy, but download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now. I just did it. Well, I did it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we had it.
Use your code Big Shot Bob. That's the code Big Shot Bob for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits, guaranteed. I mean, guaranteed.
So that's what I need to do. I need to take my nickel and up it to $5 because then I get $50 matched if I use it.
Yeah, plus 1 month of NFL premium on us. It expires on 9/19 though, but you better do it now. Okay. So I recommend you do it now.
Okay. That's the DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 1-800-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. 1 per new customer. Reward issue is $50 in non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 6 months. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at NFL.com/terms. Question from Nate for Brandon Harper. B-Dog, I'm a Hawks fan like you. Do you think it's only a matter of time before Trae Young is gone from Atlanta? I heard Tim McMahon on the Hoop Collective say Trae Young would be on a new team now if he had a better trade market. I'll give you the quote because I went and looked up the quote. The simple fact of the matter is, if there was a real market for Trae Young, he'd be somewhere else right now. It's not like they got some kind of wild blockbuster return for DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, I heard that quote too. I saw it and looked at the clip. I don't think there's a trade market for him right now, just for the simple fact of what the Hawks will be wanting back in return. Obviously, what they got back for DeJounte, what they were going to get back for DeJounte was going to be less anyway than what they would want back for Trae. That was always going to be the case. And eventually, obviously, with New Orleans giving you the best deal. I just don't, right now at least, I don't know if there's much of a market for Trae just for the simple fact of what the Hawks are going to want a lot in return, and they should. But I don't see anybody willing to give the Hawks what they want to say, hey, yeah, we'll go get Trae Young and we'll go get this. I just don't think there's much of a market for him in that regard. Now, you want to come down on the price and shoot yourself in the foot if you're the Hawks, then cool. I'm pretty sure there'll be somebody knocking at your door and say, okay, we'll pay that price. But for what you're going to want, as you should want, I don't think anybody's going to be willing to pay that right now.
Okay. So I had a question for you, Hart.
Mm-hmm.
I saw on a recent podcast where Trae was talking about the guy they drafted.
Yeah.
And said, do you think that's the reason he said that is because he wanted to get out of there, because he's trying to cause a rift before the season even starts because he wants to leave Atlanta?
What did he say specifically? You talking about when he was talking about the young guys being drafted?
He was saying that the guy is not a franchise player and he's not that good. So
he had mentioned he definitely mentioned Alex Sarr, who's
Sarr. Yeah, he was talking about Alex Sarr.
Yeah.
They didn't draft Sarr.
No, they drafted Ricochet, but what he was saying was a lot of the guys that were drafted in this year's draft aren't franchise guys, and he happened to mention Sarr, who.
Well, he's not wrong.
Right, but I wonder if he would have.
Oh, I thought Sarr played for them. So
no, we drafted Zachary Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet, and they didn't even. I don't think they even worked out Sarr.
No, Sarr did not walk.
Wasn't that the story? The story was they didn't even work him out.
He didn't work him out. Yeah.
My bad.
But
okay.
I think he was just looking at a lot of the guys and not seeing that dog in some of them to say, hey, this is a friend. Now, it's too early to tell. Guys do develop, and some guys become players that you didn't know they were going to become. But it would have been interesting if Sarr would have been drafted by the Hawks if he would have made that statement, or if he was talking about Zach. Because Zach is only 19. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know where Trae is right now when it comes to the displeasure meter when it comes to the Hawks. Because obviously he wants to win. He said that multiple times. Now, whether he believes that what they have right now on the floor can get them some wins, I don't believe so. They're barely a play-in team right now. And we keep saying this every year. Can the Hawks get within the top 6? Can they find a way to get out of the play-in? And it's not happening.
Not with this roster?
No, I don't see it. I want to part of me wants to say in another season or two, you might have to look at trading Trae. I don't know what his market will be by then. He'll still be young.
What's he got left on his deal? Do we know?
He's got
2-3 years left on that deal.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So, but
it may just come down to a matter of time anyway.
I think maybe within
the
the next summer or two, I think you got to start making a decision. Or Trae is going to be like, nah, get me up out of here.
You got to move me.
Yeah.
Okay. Question from Keith. I saw this online. I would love to get Rob's take on these guys. Rank these players all time from 1 to 4. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Dwyane Wade, Chris Paul. 1 to 4.
See, that's hard because I'm going to throw some bias in it because I love Westbrook. He's going to be 1 for me.
Okay.
Really?
Because I just like his energy. I like, even though he takes some bad shots, but which guy on it doesn't take bad shots outside of, maybe Chris Paul. But I just love Westbrook. He's my number 1. And then number 2 is probably going to go Dwyane Wade, Chris Paul, and James Harden. Okay. And the only reason I put James Harden last because out of those 3, he's probably the worst defensive player. And me, I'm a defensive-minded player. And that's the only reason he's 4, So that's my lineup. Westbrook, Chris Paul, Dwyane Wade, Chris Paul, and Harden.
Okay. Harper?
I'm going to go D-Wade, CP, Westbrook, Harden.
Wow. Everybody's got Harden finishing up last.
I just think, but like Rob said, I like James Harden, but his game annoys me. It's something about him. It's really something about his game. It's just really something about him that annoys. Like, he can play. It's just something about him that annoys the hell out of me. And it's like, I'm all right. Russell Westbrook, his effort, his energy, I understand he's been places where it's like, hey, it doesn't fit. But we know Russ was a dog. Like, yeah. Russ and Derrick Rose from that point guard position, it was unlike anything we had ever seen before.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously D Wade is,
Yeah, I've kind of fallen right where you are. I got to put Wade at the top of the list.
Well, I get it. 3
rings. And that's not the qualifier for all things, but he proved he can do it with a guy like Shaquille, where he has to carry more of the load, and he can do it opposite a guy like LeBron, where he has to take a more supporting role, and he can make it work in any way. They call it Wade County for a reason. I feel like he's the most dominant player, I think, on that grouping from a number of sides. But then I've got same thing. I've got Westbrook, Chris Paul, and Harden last.
Yeah, I tell you, my bias coming in.
I got you. All right.
I put CP. I think I put CP slightly above Westbrook from the standpoint of his ability to create.
Yeah.
Just because you don't see a lot of natural point guards anymore. Like, he was one of the few actual natural floor generals left.
Yeah.
I just go Westbrook first, best dunker, then Dwyane Wade, then Chris Paul, and James Harden.
I like it.
Chris Paul. Think about Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul, when you talk about disrespected players, I think he gets disrespected a lot because he hasn't won the championship. But he's made a lot of fucking teams better. Yeah. Nobody talks about John Stockton for not winning the championship. And Chris Paul is they disrespect him a lot because he hasn't won a championship. But he is one of the best point guards that ever played this game.
Question from Darius. Rob, do you have a Rolex? Are you afraid to wear that or any other high-priced jewelry out in public? I'm sure you saw what happened to 49ers receiver Ricky Pearsall. Did you see what happened to Ricky?
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
He's lucky to be alive. He tried to get. He was robbed out in broad daylight by a 17-year-old, and got shot in the chest. And he's okay. He's gonna be all right, but he's recovering. But right in broad daylight, somebody saw that Rolex and said, "Nope, that's mine."
And so, how about his bullet going through his ass? And he at practice right now lifting weights and shit.
Yeah, he is.
Is he back at practice?
He's back at practice. Yeah,
he is. He's a lucky.
Very lucky. Yeah.
But does wearing anything flashy ever kind of bug you out?
I'm not a flashy individual. I used to have a bunch of Rolexes, but I eventually sold them all. I have one now, and the reason I have that one is because when my father passed, I brought it back, but I don't even wear it. But yeah, I don't have. I have one Rolex. Don't get me wrong. If you want to send me one, Darius, I'll be happy to take it and rock it for you.
No, I don't think he's saying I would like you to wear my Rolex.
Kidding.
I think he's just curious if but I get it because if look, when you have the means to be a little flashy, sometimes it's fun. But I would be like wary to even wear it out. Like,
you know what's weird? When I was a Laker, that's the flashiest time I've ever been because you felt like you had to wear the necklace, you had to wear the bracelet, the watch. But once I became a Spur, I'm like, man, I don't need this shit because nobody wears it. They don't even wear fucking suits to a game or suits on the road. So you kind of get caught up in that moment as a young guy, and that's one of the things I tell these young guys when I used to talk to them. Hey, don't be trying to live like LeBron. LeBron got money that he got fuck you money. You just got, man, I'm just trying to make it money. And don't try to wear what they wear. Don't try to drive what they're drive. Because you need to save that money up, man. Because a lot of these athletes, first thing they do, they go get all this jewelry. They go get all these fancy cars. Save your fucking money, dude, because you don't know what's going to happen down the line.
It's flash, man. It's all flash. It's a lot of keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. It's a lot of I got to look as cool as this guy, or I got to have what they have. Yeah, it's tough, man. I got to play a Mark Cuban cut for you. We talked about Dwyane Wade. Mark Cuban made an appearance on Jalen Brunson's podcast, Roommates, and he was saying that looking back on the 2006 finals, and I know it was 18 years ago, but looking back on the 2006, I don't know how fair the officiating was for us.
Dwyane Wade starts driving to the hoop, every little touch. Two shots. He literally multiple games shot more free throws than our entire team. And that was it, man. And it was painful. And, I never got fined for it but they did officiating in terms of picking the finals refs. They did it a lot differently back then. It was a lot of just who had the most seniority. And that didn't mean they were the best refs. And, it was not a good series for us officiating-wise, but it's what it is. I can't believe it's been this long since then.
My goodness, Mark.
Bro, you won a title since then.
Yeah. What are we doing? Why are you living in the past, man? Like, don't look at that series like it was a lost opportunity. You didn't lose it by one game. You were up 2-0, and then you got whooped 4 straight games. That was a runaway. You can't blame that on officiating. You can't. But, 18 years go by. You can't look back and go, really, it was bad officiating. No. Dwyane Wade was better than your whole team. He put that team on his back in Game 3, and he ran it all the way to a championship.
He shouldn't even been there for that anyway. I don't want to talk about that.
Who? Mark?
Yeah, that's the foul. Dirk goes to the free throw line. Going to overtime, we lose. So I don't even want to talk about that shit.
Okay.
He shouldn't even been into that fucking foul. That was supposed to be my 7th ring right there.
Oh.
Not the 2007 ring. Shit. I don't want to talk about this.
All right, so we'll bring that up. But Mark.
I'm kidding.
Mark's all sourpussed about it still. 18 years.
I'm sourpuss too, Mark.
Yeah, for a different reason. All right, last thing. Joey Chestnut. Did you hear or see anything about the Joey Chestnut hot dog eating contest on Netflix over Labor Day weekend?
I saw it, but I refused to watch it.
It's gross. He killed Takeru Kobayashi, who was like his longtime nemesis. They haven't faced off. This is the first time in 15 years. Joey destroyed him. Joey set the world record and ate 83 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. 83. The previous world record was like 73 or 74 or something. So he destroyed it.
That's nasty.
It is gross. Rob, what could you eat 83 of?
Grapes.
Are we talking about in one sitting?
Yeah.
That's still a lot of buy grapes probably. That's a lot of grapes still though.
Yeah. But, it's this the only thing I just I would pig out on is you've had like a bunch of different flavored wings.
I was you took it right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I was going to say wings,
man.
Because
that's the only thing.
I lose track of how many wings I eat. Mm-hmm. Like you're just eating and eating and eating, and you look down and you start counting bones, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's true. But y'all ain't eating 83.
No,
we ain't eating
like
83.
15, 16, and then you're like,
and that's when you get to 15 and 16. That's even a lot. Like a 15-piece wing, that let you not have nothing else with it.
I hate to say this, but I have sat down while I ate a 30-piece by myself.
Yeah, I have.
Good for you.
I've had
yeah.
I had 20 and some fries.
See, you sit there. Here's the funny part.
Y'all a bunch of
If
fucking
you sitting
hypocrites,
there
man.
and you watching the game, you got good company, you got a
Don't
little
think
your
about
perfect
it.
drink.
Yeah.
You just sit there and eat your wings, man. Wings.
You don't think
wings
about it.
30 wings. I can,
And then you look down, who murdered all these chickens? Oh, shit, that was me. My bad.
Hell, they was already dead.
Yeah, they was dead. Might as well somebody got to eat them. Somebody got to eat them.